Hello and welcome to The Source. Coming up, we will talk to some of the people in the long line waiting for seats at the recent landmark Supreme Court hearings.
And we bring you some spring weather stories like kite flying, paper plane contests, and an exciting rowing competition on the Potomac River. All that is coming up next.
This month, the Supreme Court took up the legality of President Obama's landmark healthcare initiative. The hearings brought hundreds of people hoping to gain access to the few seats inside the chamber. Catherine Rodriguez checked out the scene for The Source.
The normally quiet entrance outside the Supreme Court resembled a traveling circus. Protesters gathered outside, while campers casually claimed their spots outside the front steps to be one of the lucky few to see and hear the oral arguments on President Obama's health care bill. The only way to see the justices present their arguments live and in person is to be inside the chamber itself. Crowds congregated more than 2 days before the opening gavel came down, so each person could snag a coveted golden ticket into the closed chamber.
It wasn't too bad. I was surprisingly comfortable. The only big problem we had was 3:30 a.m. when the sprinklers turned on.
Some enterprising GW students waited to see history unfold.
It's one of the big reasons you come to GW is be a part of history, and I think we're close enough in line that we're going to be able to do that tomorrow.
For many others, it was just a job.
About 30 people out here right now, line standing. I'm supervising, and I'm here for about another 20-30 minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take care of some other things and come back in a couple of hours and make sure everything's on point.
With only 60 ticketed seats available to the public in the viewing area for each day, professional line standers took the opportunity to brave the cold temperatures and hard sidewalks in exchange for some cold, hard cash.
People try to get into these hearing rooms, and unfortunately, there's not enough seats all the time.
The healthcare bill remains a popular issue as the 3-day series of arguments and 6 hours of debate determine whether it is constitutional to require individuals to buy health insurance. Depending on how the 9 justices rule, either some or all of Obama's healthcare provisions could be thrown out. The justices will not arrive at a final decision until noon. For The Source, this is Catherine Rodriguez reporting.
Too bad the Supreme Court doesn't allow television cameras inside, especially when the hearings affect the lives of every single American.
You know, that's an interesting point you bring up, Juan, especially since cameras are now allowed in most county and state courtrooms. I remember the Casey Anthony trial. It was all over the news, but it's very interesting. We'll see how it turns out.
A big highlight of this month's cherry blossoms was a chance to fly a kite on the National Mall. Participants enjoyed brisk winds, plenty of sunshine, and as Nicole Mortimer reports, lots of fun as well.
Although the area around the National Mall is usually a no-fly zone, during the Kite Festival, objects of all shapes and sizes were flying through the air around the Washington Monument. Many tourists visited D.C. just to take part in the activities.
Came down for the weekend. I brought my mother along. We're from New York, Long Island, and we thought we'd come and fly a kite.
This is the second year the Kite Festival has been associated with the National Cherry Blossom Festival. And despite the unpredictable weather, organizers are very happy with the turnout.
Many kites were damaged by the high winds.
You can always tell it's a windy year because we put little hash marks for the number of kites we repair. And sometimes it's 130, sometimes it's only 70. We can tell which were the windy years.
The kite doctor said this year they were so busy they had lost track of how many kites they had repaired. At the festival, visitors were able to make their own kites.
I just like seeing the handmade kites. It's amazing what people can do. There's a kite building contest, so that was my favorite part.
Professionals performed to choreograph routines and children learned the basics of flying a kite.
Watching the little kids try to fly kites, it's adorable.
Many adults competed in flying competitions.
In college, I would ask like the head cheerleader to go to fly a kite with me for like Saturday afternoon and have a picnic, and she would go. Now, she wasn't interested in me, so I got deeper into kites. So I've been doing it since the mid-'70s.
While some people had years of experience, that didn't stop beginners from picking up a kite and trying their best. For The Source, this is Nicole Mortimer reporting.
And if kites aren't your thing, GW students recently had a chance to show off their paper plane building skills, and the prize made it well worthwhile. Jennifer Wolf and Sayre Schwartztraber checked it out for The Source.
If you're one of those students who has always wanted a free trip to Europe, try practicing your paper plane skills. That's right, those who stopped by the 4th floor of Hellwell on Saturday got a chance to compete with students all over the country in the Red Bull Worldwide Paper Plane Contest. The top competitors from the U.S. will get a paid trip to Salzburg, Austria for a chance to compete in the final.
Here is my masterpiece that I was able to put together. I saw a YouTube video about 2 days ago. So yeah, and it actually went 66.5 feet, so that's pretty darn impressive, I think. Hopefully I win the trip to Austria. If not, I think I'll be okay.
Red Bull only allows participants to use planes that they assemble themselves using paper provided at the event. Those promoting the energy drink say that events like this one are a unique way of spreading their message to potential customers.
We're just trying to promote the brand, get people out, have a good time. It's a totally different competition from what you normally see.
Even though the turnout for the event was less than expected, employees of Red Bull are still in high spirits and excited about the future of the brand. Drinking a Red Bull might get you excited for no particular reason, but those who organized the event seem to have an energy that was anything but artificial. So what's it like to work for the drink that gives you wings?
The best job in the world. Partying, throwing events, promoting a brand that people already love. And it makes it even easier when you're promoting a brand that you love.
It was hard not to notice the blue and silver cars parked outside of Hellwell during the event. The car's drivers say it can be quite an experience riding around in the Red Bull mobiles.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. People are taking pictures and trying to stop us and stuff. Like, we even get crazy people like on the freeway trying to ask us to like pull over and stuff. So it can be pretty crazy sometimes, but we're pros at handling it by now.
This is Jen Wolf reporting for The Source.
In up, spring means good weather and time to plant vegetables. Stay watching.
Breaking off a PSA, whatever Hollywood style. It's about online privacy, respect that. Here we go. It's a new digital age, how we communicate. But some people cross the line between love and hate. Texting, calling, stalking me online. And all that harassment, it's not fine. We're 3 girls living off a website. We ain't rich yet, but we got a little insight. Here's 3 stories of what went down when the boys tried to mess with us. First round. Hi, my name's Surrey. I like pajama pants. I try to wear them whenever and wherever I can. But one day my boyfriend said you should take them off and send me the pictures if you love me enough. I'm like, huh?
You just made me feel really uncomfortable. And these pajama pants, on the other hand, super comfortable.
Hi, my name's Apple. I really like to eat, but something's coming in between me and my sweets. A text. What? Another one from you? Do you really have to know everything I do? No.
The truth is, you don't. It's my life, and if I want to finish this pint of Ben & Jerry's in peace, I will.
Hi, my name's Shiloh. I tend to run late, and I just posted that on my status update. But you should know that you're on my Facebook all the time, checking in on me like I'm committing a crime.
Fact is, I'm allowed to be friends with whoever I want. New status update, no longer in a relationship with you.
Texting like a maniac, that's not cool. Stalking me on Facebook, that's not cool. Messing with pajama pants, that's not cool. Doing a synchronized dance, now that's cool.
Hey guys, we hope you respect yourself and your digital privacy. And if you do have a problem, talk it out. You'll be glad you did. All right, PSA out.
The corner of 23rd and H Streets look like a big stretch of dirt, but beneath the surface are hundreds of seeds waiting to become broccoli, carrots, and other good things. It's the GW Community Garden, and Shivan Sarma takes us there.
The dirt and mulch and a lonely little tree. But in a few months, this plot at 23rd and H Streets will be providing much-needed food for those at Miriam's Kitchen.
Was it one
A
or
lot
two?
of people don't think that
one,
like
yeah?
you can produce your own food, and I think that this is something that's like lost on our generation. This idea that like we consume rather than create, and this is an opportunity to create something as a student body and as members of the DC community.
The Grow Garden, now in its third growing season, looks to make holistic living a reality in downtown Washington, D.C.
But I think that we really want to also show that you can do this in an urban environment, because cities are the future. Cities are where people will be living in the future.
The gardening group won a $10,000 grant from the nonprofit organization Nature's Path as part of its Gardens for Good competition. With the money, members are implementing infrastructural changes such as using in-ground instead of raised beds.
Well, with the beds out, and we have about quadrupled or almost quintupled our growing space, and we're going to be doing some in-ground beds, which is a little bit different system, a little bit more labor intensive, but will allow us to produce a lot more food in the end.
So far, the gardeners have removed the raised beds and leveled out the soil. The next steps are to till the soil, which will aerate it, to make the new in-ground beds, and then to start planting. By summer, this patch of land will be lush with fruits and veggies to serve those in need.
This is going to be the first time planting the entire space, so we really don't know what it's going to look like, which is, although kind of freaky and nerve-wracking to be like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of crops to grow, it's going to be also really amazing to see all this stuff growing here.
In the future, Wasco said she would not only like to see more campus gardens, but to also see the food that's grown sold in campus dining halls.
Obviously, I think the connection and partnership with Miriam's Kitchen is really important, but it might be also neat to see if we could get some of that food into some of our food service places here. Again, sort of showing full circle how you can grow local food and then provide it to students.
Students can contact the Office of Sustainability to learn more and sign up to volunteer at the garden. This is Siobhan Sarna reporting for The Source.
To actually make that a worthwhile garden.
But if you can't wait the 50 days it usually takes for a seed to mature, you can buy farm-picked produce at the produce market near the Foggy Bottom Metro. My colleagues Juan Moreno and Hannah Traverse went to see what's on sale.
GW junior Anita Davidson wants to be a chef. She loves cooking and eating healthy. Her passion for food is what brings her to the Foggy Bottom Farmers Market.
I really like all of the local foods, obviously, and you get really fresh cooking ingredients. So if you're tired of eating J Street food, you can make your own meals of kale salads or apples and whatever.
For the last few months, Anita has done her grocery shopping at Whole Foods. Now that spring is back, so is the Foggy Bottom Farmers Market. The market, located just steps from the Foggy Bottom Metro Station, opened for its 7th season on April 4th. Every Wednesday until November, Anita can get fresh local produce for her meals.
Doing your grocery shopping here, as opposed to going to Whole Foods, you have a much stronger connection to the people who grow your food. Whole Foods is organic, but at least I know exactly where my money is going at the end of the day.
Students can look forward to a few new things at the market this year. Apart from 3 new producers, Barajas Produce, Liberty Delight Farms, and Supergirl, the market is, for the first time, accepting G-World payments.
So we're really, really excited to have the G-World card program at market this year. We actually have had a record number of transactions today, which is awesome.
In order to pay with G-World, students simply have to go to the market information table. Their card is swiped, and they are given wooden tokens that they can then use to buy products from any of the stands. On opening day, close to 40 transactions at the market were made with G-World cards. That's 3 times as many card transactions as on an average market day last year. In previous years, students could only pay with cash or pay with plastic at one of the few stands that were equipped to deal with credit cards. Now that G-World payments are possible, the market is more accessible for many GW students.
Oh, definitely. I never came to the farmers market before now, just because they took cash. But now that they take G-World, I'm definitely coming here more often.
Of course, you need to have money in your G-World account to be able to use your card and receive market tokens. The market offers a variety of fresh vegetables, fruits, herbs, flowers, prepackaged foods, and hot prepared foods for those who don't have time to cook.
Well, I know when I was in college, I ate incredibly poorly. I was eating, ramen, and I think it's good just to have like a healthy alternative that's so close to college.
Not planning on spending money? The market also offers plenty of free samples, and it offers a chance to just mingle with people and animals from across the community.
The market in Foggy Bottom is a great opportunity for college students to become more involved with Foggy Bottom community and also explore different eating habits outside of fast food and J Street.
Now that G-World is being accepted at the Foggy Bottom Farmers Market, there's no excuse for students to not be eating healthy anymore. For The Source, this is Hannah Travers.
And we wind up today's Source with a trip to the Potomac, where GW hosted a major rowing competition. It couldn't have been a more perfect day, which ended with a welcome victory for the women's team. Luis Serino tells us what happened.
The George Washington crew teams couldn't have asked for a more beautiful weekend to host the 25th annual GW Rowing Invitational. The tournament took place over Easter weekend and attracted hundreds of fans rooting for universities across the country.
St. Joe's University, if you couldn't tell. Holy Cross.
Oh, GW.
Other schools competing included fellow Atlantic 10 rivals Duquesne, as well as Cornell, Georgetown, MIT, Navy, and even UC San Diego, whose team drove their boats nearly 3,000 miles for the event.
The teams race 2 or 3 at a time in boats like these, called sweeps. They hold either 4 or 8 people, with a coxswain at one end shouting out stroke counts.
The 2,000-meter course began at a point in Fort Bennett Park in Virginia. The competitors then rowed along the Potomac River, underneath Francis Scott Key Bridge, and along the Georgetown waterfront. This big red buoy directly in front of Washington Harbor indicated the finish line.
It was really nice. It's a really nice day to watch it. There's a nice breeze coming off the water, I think, and so it really makes it just nice to stand out there and watch them row. They make it look effortless. They make it look effortlessly.
The GW men's team competed valiantly, finishing in 4th place, while powerhouse Navy came out on top.
On the men's side, we really had a strong performance with all of our boats. We got faster with every race, and definitely our best rowing that we've done this year, but we want to keep getting faster.
But the Colonials didn't come away empty-handed, as the freshman team took home a unique souvenir from the competition.
This is a rowing tradition that in races, if you lose, you give your shirt to the winning team. So this is the Holy Cross shirt that we just beat. So there you go.
The GW women enjoyed a wonderful weekend of winning, claiming the top spot. For their efforts, they earned the coveted Howard W. Wilkins Bowl for just the 2nd time since 1988.
I'm really proud of the way the team performed. There were some amazing races where you didn't really know who the winner was until you were right on the line. And so it was a great day overall for GW women.
It feels really great. The last time that the varsity boat won a race at the GW Invite was my sophomore year, and then this year to win all 3 of our races and the points trophy is really great.
The victory was extra sweet for the Lady Colonials, who settled a score with an old foe.
Beating Navy, we lost to them last year by like 0.2 seconds, so to beat them by like 0.7 this year was just the perfect revenge, so it's good.
Although schools of all colors rowed in the event, the competition was distinctly buff and blue. The GW Invitational has become a point of pride for the university and a popular staple of the spring season.
I love hosting it because as you look all around, it says GW everywhere, and I just love that publicity. I love the fact that it's our regatta, not that other team in DC, who I can't remember their name, but I love the fact that it's us.
Flags are flying, GW flags all over the boardwalk. This is GW's town right now.
This is Luis Serino reporting for The Source.
That really does look like a great place to be, and we do want to congratulate the women's rowing team. Great job to them. You know, wonderful.
Yeah.
I wish we could be out there right
now. That's all for today's Source. Next week we'll take a look at security on campus. Is GW as safe as it should be?
That's a good question. And we'll also meet one of the groups competing in the a cappella singing competition. See you then. Have a great week. Talk to you later.
Great show.
Yeah, it was good. Good job.